Welcome to the RealNex training series. In this session, we'll be talking about the day in the life of a leasing agent with RealNex Navigator. We're going to focus on building your property inventory, stacking plans, prospecting for leasing agencies, winning business and creating a new project, and project marketing, creating your marketing collateral, flyers and brochures, videos and virtual reality tours, and then prospecting, deal management, and client reporting. RealNex Navigator is comprised of four primary components: RealNex CRM, Market Edge, Transaction Manager, and Marketplace. The CRM is where you house all of your core information, from companies and contacts to property spaces and comps, and you manage workflows from events and timelines to project pursuits. It helps you to manage deals with project management, lead prospecting, client reporting, and project completion. While Market Edge is where you can underwrite and analyze deals and create all of your marketing collateral materials. Our Transaction Manager helps leasing agents in client reporting and online collaboration with landlords, while our Marketplace enables you to showcase your properties to prospective tenants. So let's get started talking about the day in the life of a leasing agent using RealNex Navigator. It all starts with property inventory. You may start with third-party data to help build your inventory, or go to the street and build your information directly from the market. Whatever it is, you're going to want to know as much about the properties in your target market as possible, and to differentiate yourself, know more than what you can get from third-party sources. We're going to focus in on the Las Vegas market, so just with a quick filter, I can find all my properties in the Las Vegas target market area that I serve. I focus in on this one project, and I'll see all of the details that I know about this property: building class, construction type, size, availability. And I notice that this property in particular is underperforming the market as far as vacancy. Your market research will include building a stacking plan for each building in your target market. Stacking plans can come from third-party sources, and if you're able to subscribe to data and import that, RealNex gives you a terrific utility that enables you to bring spaces right into properties. We enable you to grab a rent roll, bring them in, and auto map all of the fields in your spreadsheet to the RealNex database. You can also use our mobile app to do primary research in the market, to own pictures of properties, build your stacking plan directly. Just take a picture with your mobile app, add property information, we automatically geocode the property, and you can then begin to access information from the building directory to build your tenant roster. Once the information is in RealNex, you'll see you have access to all of the information suite by suite to have your stacking plan built. Once we have all of the information about the buildings in our marketplace at our fingertips, it's going to be easy to prospect for new leasing agencies. Let's run a filter for properties in the market greater than 100,000 square feet with greater than 20% vacancies. Here we get a report of all of the information of all the properties that fit that criteria. And we can then simply find all of the owners of those properties by running a linked search. Now that we've identified the owners of properties with high vacancies in the market, we can send a campaign to them using the RealNex Real Campaign. Once the mailing goes out through our email manager, we'll know who opened, who clicked, and how many were delivered. This will give us a target list to begin to prospect and follow up. We can easily then go through our list with all of the information about the property side by side and add notes and updates to the property, as well as the opportunities for presentation and proposals. Once we've identified a prospect that's interested in our services, we can take all of the information from our property information and send that into Market Edge to create a proposal. Our proposals are custom tailored to each particular client, but it starts with a template, and the template enables you to very quickly put all of the information together with your marketing plan, property information, professional bio, and strategies that you use to enhance leasing agency programs. Once we've won the assignment, we'll want to create a project in RealNex to manage the overall pipeline. Very simply, we add the project name, client name, the property, the assignment type, which is for lease. We have the date it started, the size, the value, and our commission forecast. We also begin our project with a timeline for landlord representation. This will enable us to track and manage all of the steps that we need to take to successfully lease up this property. One of the great things about a timeline is that it creates a Gantt chart that we can use to show our client exactly what we're doing for them. This can be very useful in not only executing the transaction, but in winning business in the first place. As a first step in our leasing process, we'll want to begin to develop a target list of potential tenants. If we've tracked our contacts as prospects with criteria of what they're looking for, we can use a filter to find out any tenants in the market with space coming up for renewal or space demands that they have based on their requirements. Or we can begin to mine the rent rolls that we input in the system earlier by filtering against our space table with tenants coming up for lease renewal in the coming years. So we build a filter of spaces that are expiring within the next 3 years within the state, and that gives us a list of prospects to begin to pursue. Here we have more details about each one of those clients as we begin our outreach program. What we'll want to do now is create a group of all of these prospects to use in our future campaigns. Now that we have our market research done and our target list identified, it's time to build our collateral materials. Let's start with a RealNex video tour.
Hello, I'm Guy Livingston and welcome to Pinnacle Square, a 33,000 square foot single-story concrete tilt office building located in West Boise.
You'll note that the VideoMaker automatically brings in your branding, your colors, music. It fades and dissolves, it transitions scenes together, and it allows you to give your voice to take your tenants or prospective tenants on a property tour without them having to visit the space. If your space doesn't exist yet, or it is vacant and you want to show it as it could be for a prospective tenant, you might want to use a RealNex virtual reality tour. In virtual reality, you can showcase space as it might be, not as it is. And here we're able to showcase one property with 3 different scenarios. So let's take a view of the space as it is today. Wide open space, anything can be done with it. Let's now build it out as a medical office. In this scenario, your potential medical tenants can envision themselves in the space much more efficiently. The space can be branded using various furniture or setups and finishes, and perhaps you want to show it as a tech office as well. Now we can come into the space as if we're set up for a tech company. In each of the scenarios, you can have programmed walkthroughs or allow the client to walk through the space at their leisure and look at what they'd like to. The virtual tour can be made as a video, or it could be a self-guided tour. Both videos and virtual tours can be embedded on any website that you have hosting the property or into our listing site to showcase the property availability. You can even add it as a link into your email marketing campaign. In addition to the video and virtual tour, you can create conventional marketing materials with RealNex, publishing all of the information from CRM straight into Market Edge, where you can build beautifully branded flyers and brochures. Just highlight the vacancies in the property, pick the flyer format that you'd like, and you have a beautifully branded flyer available. We actually have several different flyer formats for you to choose from, and we can create custom branded formats just for you. When you're ready to go, you can just create the e-publish link, capture the information about this flyer, and embed it in all of your future marketing materials. You can even publish this information into the RealNex marketplace. Information of all the space and information about the property comes straight through. You can attach your video tour, your virtual reality, as well as the flyer, and your information is then published not just to the RealNex marketplace, but you can syndicate it out beyond to many third-party sites that we have relationships with. You can also run email campaigns directly from the RealNex marketplace. Information in the listing merges directly into branded formats showcasing your property and your offering. You can send it out directly to your target list or to the RealNex community. The reason that we set up the group in CRM earlier is so that you can take your flyer here, attach it to that group, and broadcast that information out. Again, you can manage and monitor who opens, who clicks, and who likes that property, and begin to follow up with each of them accordingly. You can also promote all of your listings in social media. Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn are just a click away. After you've created awareness in the marketplace with your direct mailing campaigns and your collateral materials, your web postings, it's time to follow up with prospects. So your RealNex group is reopened, and it's time to start calling all of the prospective tenants in the market, particularly focusing on those that opened your links and took advantage of your virtual tours. As you go through, you can add your updates and follow up to each prospect, and then begin to manage leads. So your prospecting calls generate interest. You just add the space that they're interested in, and this begins to feed and build your client reporting as well. So you've talked to several prospects that have interest in various spaces. You start to build your log of people that have toured, or leases that are out for signature, or transactions that have been completed, all back in your project database where you have all of your events and activities. So you're following your roadmap from the timeline that we set up earlier in the process, following up on all of your leads. By clicking on the Output tab, you have various reports that you can generate for your landlord client to show them all of the activities that you've completed, the work that you have yet to do, and all of the leads that are actively looking at spaces or have completed transactions in your space, why you might have lost certain deals, and those that you need to finalize negotiations with. RealNex also has Transaction Manager to enable real-time online collaboration with your clients. So you can enter a landlord deal and be able to put the building into our system with all of the photos, floor plans, and availability information, and begin to manage different inquiries as they come in for different spaces in that building, and has requests for proposals come in, manage the proposals that you've sent out to different prospective tenants, see what their counter offers are, and monitor the activity. You'll notice that certain proposals are green and certain are red. If they're green, that means they are within the budget for the building, and if they're red, that means they don't meet the criteria for acceptability, and you can go through multiple iterations to get to completed transactions and see how you've created value for your client over time. All the transactions in the building are consolidated into a view to see different properties, different tenants at different stages of negotiation, and your client has access to this information in real time. So that's the day in the life of a RealNex leasing agent. From building your property inventory and stacking plan, to prospecting for leasing agencies, winning business and creating a new project, and building your project marketing collateral, from flyers and brochures to videos and 3D virtual reality, and then into prospecting, deal management, and client reporting. Thank you for taking the time. We hope you enjoyed this session on RealNex Leasing Agency, and if you are interested in other aspects of RealNex, visit our YouTube channel.